Amid escalating tensions between Israel and Iran, Israel's biggest ally draws red line. U.S. opposes potential Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear sites. Biden says U.S. would not support Israeli strike on Iran nuclear sites. President Biden's big snub to Netanyahu? Middle East crisis continues to worsen. Joe Biden has said he would not support an Israeli attack on Iranian nuclear sites, as the U.S. sought to temper Israel's response to Iran's missile attack on October 1 and contain a rapidly escalating regional conflict. President Biden's comments came after the top Israeli diplomat at the UN warned that his country's retaliation for an Iranian salvo of nearly 200 ballistic missiles would be heavier than Tehran could ever have imagined.
The answer is no. I think there's things we'll be discussing with the Israelis what they're going to do, but all seven of us agree that they have a right to respond.
According to media reports, some analysts believe that Israel's response would likely be sharper than earlier when Iran launched missiles and drones at Israel in April 2024, suggesting this time it could target Tehran's nuclear or oil facilities. Other experts expected the U.S. to try again to moderate Israel's response in an effort to avoid a regional war. Meanwhile, the White House has said that President Biden and G7 leaders have spoken about coordinating a new round of sanctions against Iran. Media reports have claimed that Israeli officials have told U.S. counterparts that they are still finalizing targets, timing and means for a response to Iran's missile attack. Reports further added that Israel may not feel compelled to strike back immediately, given its success in thwarting the Iranian attack. However, it is unlikely to wait for long out of concern, as a retaliatory move would lose effectiveness as a deterrent if delayed. Reports also highlighted how, unlike in the aftermath of Iran's April 2024 attack, the U.S. is not pressing Israel to refrain from retaliation, but wants Israel to carefully consider potential consequences first. The recent missile attack by Iran has further heightened tensions in the Middle East. The Biden administration has been actively engaged in negotiations for a ceasefire in the year-old Israel-Hamas conflict, and has consistently expressed optimism about reaching a resolution. With the end of his term approaching, President Biden is facing criticism both domestically and internationally for the unwavering U.S. military support to Israel. Meanwhile, the escalation between two of the Middle East's strongest militaries, while war continues to rage in Gaza and Lebanon, has stoked fears of an even broader conflict in the region.